Princess, you could never guess how happy I am to be here.
Yeah, I bet you are.
It's a good thing you don't bring your old man along on trips like these.
Hey, wait a minute. Let's just leave my husband out of it.
This love affair. This love affair. This love affair. Oh, my heart.
Yes. It's almost Christmas.
Oh, don't do that. It's literally 4 paychecks. Wait a minute. End of August, end of September, end of October, end of November. 4 paychecks till Christmas.
Do they know it? Listen, that song there, where are the royalties going?
Nowhere near them.
Okay. Just one of my many questions.
Good evening, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you keeping?
I'm good. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is the Real SoundCheck podcast, a humble podcast. DJs that have come together to have a conversation about daily life stuff, react to stuff that's out there that everyone else is watching. But from a DJ's perspective, it hasn't stopped. There's now 84 episodes that you can find on the internet just by typing in the Real SoundCheck podcast. My name's Butch Cassidy. To my left.
Yeah, I'm Dave Knight. And I'm just wondering, is it 84 or is it 85? Because I know there was a 2 episode where it's like, oh, no, that was actually, so it might be 85, but we'll check.
Oh, don't tell me I fluffed it.
Whatever it is, we're on the road to 100 episodes of the Real SoundCheck podcast.
Yeah.
You can check out the rest on youtube.com/@the-real-soundcheck podcast. And if you'd like to get in touch with us via email, any questions, any topics you think that we should cover, you can email us at therealsoundcheckpod@gmail.com. therealsoundcheckpod@gmail.com. So we've got social news reactions and movie reactions this evening. Welcome in. Share with a few people that you might know.
Sure.
Chilling out on a Monday night, 9 p.m. live and direct. So that means you can get interactive in the chat and you can leave your comments and we can put them up on the screen if they are of a respectable nature. You know, we like to keep things nice and respectable here.
And if you want to get involved seriously, because some of the topics are very, very current with what's going on, we would like to hear your thoughts and your feelings about them. As Dave said, we've got some social news and reactions. I think we're definitely going to be opinionated on it. There's no hypothetical theories. It is definitely opinions. Our opinions are our own, and everyone's entitled to their own, as long as we're not being offensive or anything else. So we'll try and keep it as non-offensive as possible. But we're going to react. We're going to react just like everyone else does. And hope you enjoy. And feel free to join in.
Exactly.
Join in.
There's people who've been looking for us on Twitch, but we made the switch and it's just on YouTube. So
yeah, we will have maybe 99 or something like that. We'll do a Twitch special or something like that because we haven't done music in ages.
Well, you know what's happening?
What?
They're coming in now with the whole restrictions and things now.
On Twitch?
So it could be the end of sort of freely being able to stream music on Twitch.
Is it restrictions? I thought they were opening it up.
It's clamping down. You either have to be on a certain program, and that program is going to remunerate the record labels in a sense.
What? They want us to pay them to be on the program?
I think that might be the case.
Oh, they can
you can
go.
use the approved songs.
That means everyone's going to be playing the same songs.
This is the quandary, shall we say, because all these songs that are popular didn't become popular until DJs played them. Radio stations played them.
Thank you.
And how do we spread the word about? I mean, okay, you've got your TikToks, you've got your whatnots, you've got your social media, but there are DJs who are tastemakers, and when they play a track, somebody else hears the track, somebody else and they ask, who is that? And that's how word spreads about some of the lesser known artists and the lesser known producers and songwriters that really do have a passion for the art of song making, as opposed to just using this as a churn
Yeah. Yeah. I for me, I think they're running a dangerous road, trying to, what's the word? What's the other word? Restrict, subscribe to everything, overdo everything. This subscription format, it doesn't suit every model, every business. I think, certain things you just you reap the rewards anyway. Because even if there's 1,000 DJs, but they play to 100,000 people, out of that 100,000 people, some people are not musically inclined, but they follow that DJ. But they just like, oh, I like that song. What's that song called? And then, they will go and that's where the pay will come in. Yeah. So you will get your money anyway. So why are you clamping down on the DJs? Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. You're going to get the plays off of the followers and everyone else when they hear the music. Why are you clamping down on the people who are giving you free promotion, who love your, like right now, you go to an influencer and say, yeah, support my song. They can turn around and say no. Or you're going to spend, 10 grand per or more per influencer per post. Whereas a DJ will play your song because they like it. They like it. Yeah. They like it. They like your song. And they could expose you to maybe half of what an influencer who's just going to sit there and go, yeah, this is the new one from blah, blah, blah. No, they're going to throw it in the mix and shout it out and say, yo, I played this first. Did you hear me drop it? This is a banger. On repeat.
For several weeks. And maybe even months. Maybe even years if your song is that good to them.
It becomes part of their set. If they go into that jam and your song has got legs on it, it becomes part of their set where there's tunes that are part of my set that I found myself, and I'm not putting them down. They mold my sound, how I want my sound of my sets to play out and how they come across.
It's part of keeping real music alive in a sense.
And also on the other side of it, you go back to how things were done. Record company would get a song and then they would send it out to DJs, radio stations. And they would say, give us some plays, support it, give us a reaction. They used to send out the tune to a DJ. A DJ will fill out a form, a reaction sheet, and it will say, what do you think of it? Where would you play it? Is it warm up? Is it radio? Is it this? Is it that? So they can go back with a proper idea of how the tune is impacting. And then now, because of streaming, you like, oh, forget the DJs. Let's just go with the end product's numbers because those are the people listening to it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Because you're gonna get to your audience. That's what you really want. You want your audience to get to know the songs, the artists, so that they can come and go to the concerts. Because the concerts is where you make your bigger chunk of money, shall we say?
Of course.
Your streaming and whatnot is your advertising. And if you've got DJs who are tastemakers, just willing to just play these songs to their audience, it's like, who loses really?
Exactly.
Because then, remember before when you heard it on radio, that's what made you go to the record shop. The record shop doesn't exist, quote unquote, now. I don't know how many people are still downloading stuff off of, let's say, iTunes, for instance. But most people are streaming now.
Even another website, the guy from Made You Think raised a good point last week and says, how many people actually watch YouTube for videos? The numbers have dropped.
The last music video that I've sort of studied. But then the art of music videos also went to pot to me. Because they just went formulaic. Salute Bigger G. Greetings, sir.
Yo, what's going on? Nice to have you here.
Yes, indeed. We're just having a little chat about the way that music's kind of evolved. The way that one of the platforms that we used to be on is looking to restrict DJs and what they're playing. And we're just talking about how music was promoted. And we've got onto the part where music videos, there's not a lot of people actually watching music videos anymore on YouTube. No. They might look for a song quickly and then play that one that they know, but not necessarily to get to know. which is where
if
the
I
DJ
if I,
comes
I and I have to put this 100%. If I Shazam a song,
in.
the first thing I'm going to do is go to Spotify
Yeah.
and put it in my playlist, so then I know I've got it, and I'm like, right, I'm calm. It's there. If I then need to go and say, right, I've listened to it enough and I think it's worth purchasing, then I'll go and support it from whatever platform I download my MP3 from. Or tell a lie, I'm going to be honest with you, I'd rather go in my emails to see if it's been sent first, if it's been sent, because even to this day there's still like 1,600 emails or more, 2,000 emails that I haven't opened, and the music's still there. So sometimes I get the name, type it into my email address. If it's there, bang bang.
Lovely. But again, like you're saying, I felt that the quality of music videos just became very samey at one point in time. I don't know if it's still like that now. But with regards to UK music and the videos that we're putting out there, that seemed to have a formula as well. So where the innovation of music videos didn't seem to be as prominent, doesn't seem to be as strong.
No, because they all follow the same format. Yeah,
the same format. There was a time where it got really kind of, I guess, artistic. When I say artistic, I'm talking about you had different colors, different angles, different things that were going on. So Busta Rhymes videos are always kind of like a go-to in terms of innovation, or Missy Elliott especially. Her videos were always, left field, different, visually stimulating, like, oh my gosh, what's going on there? Who else is going to come out in a big black dustbin bag looking suit?
Yeah.
A motorcycle helmet, a motorbike helmet that went just over and became sunglasses, and make it look cool. And everybody's still to this day, if you got a fancy dress or something, someone's coming through. As Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
There was a guy, he went to pick up his daughter, and he came out in the Missy Elliott was doing all of this in front of the school. So what is there today that is kind of in the
iconic
similar?
like that? Yeah. There's hardly anything that's iconic in that way, because the budgets are not being spent like that. Everyone wants to, like, I'm not gonna say nothing, but name names. I was just driving my way home and pulled into my block, and I was like, oh, that rapper's shooting a video. Because they got the Rolls Royce, the Lamborghini, the this, that, all on the block.
Right.
Same type of video.
And again, this is
That I knew what it was. As soon as I whipped in and I see the roller, I said, video shoot. That's why the block is rap. Do you get what I'm saying? But then that is that type of music's video shoot.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. That's the formula that they've kind of run with.
Well, this is where editors and that's why when lyric videos started to come out, but then you had the artistic person who would do artistic stuff, but then put the lyrics over it and make the words pop in, pop out. Love those. And visualizers with lyrics. Love those.
Yeah.
I will sit down there and watch a video of visualizers and I'm like, how did you make that? Where did that go? How did you get the word to go exactly when he did it? He said, but it was and you made it go exactly the same as they bar. I prefer that.
Okay.
I prefer that.
I mean, with Killer Willow Boy, and Bring Plantain, there was a impetus to do a video, but it was a lot easier to maintain a little shroud of mystery, so to speak, by doing a lyric video. So found a company that did it, rather than just doing a sort of, I don't know, like a CapCut attempt. And like you say, it's a little bit different. You still get to watch something, but it's been an interesting evolution of what happens on video. The budgets, like you say, aren't the same.
We have to touch back on this subject. It came from nowhere, but I think it's a subject we have to come back to. The video, the music video. What is it worth? What is it worth in the game? I think let's come back to that. Let's find some examples and do a
Favorite music videos.
favorite, and then we touch on the actual subject as well. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that. There we go. That's something to plan. Oh, we like these conversations. Good evening, Diva. What she say? She said, what? No, that was me trying to talk to her. What she said? She said, bonjour, Mandeng. Comment, ça va?
Oh, ça va bien, merci. Et toi?
Oh, don't take the Berties. All I said was por aquí. I don't know. Wrong language, innit? And then all of a sudden, Bigger G comes off. Ça va bien, señorita. Huh? What? And then Bigger G comes off. I wanted to buy that track. Where can I get it?
Which one?
Which track? Which track? Let us know, Bigger G. Which track?
Yeah.
Which track? Which track? We'll put you in the right direction.
Welcome to all the silent listeners as well. It's always good to have you on board. And, you know, one day you might say to yourself, you know what, let me just say a little hi, or let me just comment on what they've just said there, or let me just agree, not agree. And, get involved in the chat.
I think he was talking about your tune, your your...
Cool. You can get it from keleweleboy.com.
You gonna put that in the chat?
I don't think I can on this side.
You can't? We'll put it in our chat.
Yeah.
And then I'll copy it over.
Cool.
Bien, monsieur. Dave et Biggs. Cause I'm English, man. That sounds a bit what? Ben monsieur. Dave et Biggs. Bigger. So he gave him a massage and then he ate him. What's all that about? That's my ignorance. No, don't. If you lot are chatting, chat, man. It's good. It's good to have culture. It's good to have culture.
You know what?
In the show.
This has reminded me of the football thing there was an interview, and there was someone who's trying to speak. You know, when you say something in English but you try to make it sound like it's the language to try and help the person try and understand what you're saying.
All right. You mean like when Brits go abroad? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Similar to that, yeah.
Yeah.
So this guy was talking about football, and he goes to the guy. So, you know, talking about football, internationale. As in international.
No. But there's a high percentage of a chance that putting the ale at the end might work. Depends what you are. Between Italian, French, and Portuguese, if you put a ila, ala, or la, you're not far off. I'm a bit racist. Sorry, I'm gonna stop. I thought you were talking about Paris Olympics. Oh, we are. We're gonna get into it. Oh no, wait a minute. That's the link I'm missing. That's the link I'm missing. Right, Dave, give them a rundown.
There's a closing ceremony as well. That's all over now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all gone
over.
Yeah, Paralympics start Wednesday.
There was some theories behind the closing Olympics too.
I typed 5 letters and it came up straight away. All I done was oust and it says Australian Breakdance Olympics.
Wee.
There's a big controversy of why that woman was on the stage. I don't know.
It's very, very, very interesting indeed.
It's suspect. That's what it is.
And you know what's even makes it sort of not necessarily worse, but adds to it is there's a whole trend of videos saying, unfortunately, I was not selected for the 2024 Paris Olympics. And it's got people trying to do gymnastics and they fall over or they, can't do this or whatever.
Yeah.
Bigger G's got a comment there.
Yeah, we've got a few.
Oh wait,
Have you
yeah.
guys seen Ghost Dog? It's like the two best friends in that.
I haven't seen that film. I don't
Oh,
think I've
Ghost
seen
Dog.
it.
That's oh, what's his name with the eye? Oh yeah. Who plays Bunky thingy and thingy? What's his name? You heard about Steve McLaren supposed to be Jamaican football manager? Yeah, I just watched a video clip of him. He was talking about when I was analysing for the FIFA. I was there, and Jamaica was one of my teams that I had to analyse. And in the back of my mind, I've always wanted to think about. And then 3 years later, look, I'm here. I'm like, all right, mate. Give you 3 months and you'll be like, yo, blood. Let me tell you, that is all right, fam.
So where's Steve McLaren originally from?
I don't know, UK. See if you can find the Canadian commentary on the break-in, if not the Aussie winner.
Because
right, Forrest. He was a
premium Babble on Duolingo.
A Duolingo for
Premium, Primo Bella. Mwah.
Melissa Deans, good
evening.
Good evening.
How you doing? I was just saying, if Steve is England bound, shall we say, then what's to say if Jamaica was to face England in the finals, that he wouldn't have a bit of a conflict of interest?
No. International clubs normally have different managers. It's not always a manager that's from that. Yeah, international clubs do that. He was interviewed previously, I think it was for Norway, and he was chatting with a Norway accent. Oh God. Oh God. Exactly what we're talking about. Trying
Internationale.
What do the kids call it now? Code switching.
Oh, okay.
Code switching. So when you're in a certain environment, you fix up. You know what I mean? You're out walking on the road with your people, them, and you're like, yeah, everything's all right, right. And then you see Kevin from the office. Hello, Kev. How you doing? All right. Everything okay? Yeah, sorted, mate. Yeah, I'll see you Monday. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, blood. So what go on? Where we going? Code switching.
That happens so much, I'm sure.
But I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I think it shows adaptability. Because not being funny, if it was hold on, hear me out. Don't get upset with me. I think it's all right, because if it was another language, i.e. those multiple language things, so you're with your friends and thingy, but then you might see an auntie or something, and the auntie speaks to you in your mother tongue, you're gonna switch to the mother tongue to speak to auntie and let her know, oh, mum's at home, everything's all right, yeah. But I'll let her know, yeah, I'll send her, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then go back to speaking with your man them on road. What's the difference?
Dialects.
What's the difference? You know what I mean? So, there we go, we've done that. Loving the interaction today, thank you. That was Jamie Carragher that was chatting. Oh, right. You lot were on point today. He was a crap manager sent to Birmingham City down. Then he moved to Villa and nearly killed them too. Oh, God.
He's leaving a wake of destruction.
Hey, Mels. Oh, Arsenal D-Vel said hello to Melissa. Right. I think it's about that time. Let's do one of these. And let's start reacting. What are we going to react to first? Shall we? I
think we might have to go maybe high, low, high.
Start off with a low?
Okay.
Start off with a low. Which low are we going with? Today's low. What happened today?
Today's low is probably,
Yeah, let me turn down the music. If you weren't aware today, an attack happened in London. At the our podcast don't condone any violence like this, but a knife attacker was in central London, and hurt a 30-year-old woman and an 11-year-old child, I think, and was stopped by a security guard, and then other people joined in. So let's just see a little bit of the news report, and then I think we've got a clip from the security guard. So it does turn out to be okay. So let's do that. Let's go here.
Rachel, what more can you tell us?
Well, we've had an update really in the past few minutes from the Metropolitan Police, and I'm glad to say it is broadly good news, or as good as it can be at a crime scene like this. They've told us the 11-year-old girl will require hospital treatment, but her injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. That's the first update really we've had as to her condition. And the second victim, who we know was a 34-year-old woman, they're saying suffered more minor injuries. So that is obviously a positive development coming from the Metropolitan Police. And they've also told us, again, just in the last few moments, that what happened here earlier this morning is not believed at this stage to be terror related. But that doesn't take away from the very real sense of terror and horror that would have been felt in one of the busiest parts of central London on, of course, one of the hottest days of the year. This area packed with tourists. It still is around me here. You'll be able to see many hundreds of people filling Leicester Square. And it was here earlier this morning where this attack took place. Police saying a man has been arrested and is in custody. He's thought to be the only suspect. Now, we've been speaking to a few witnesses who were here at the time in the late morning, describing how a man attacked the woman first, this 34-year-old woman, and then seemed to have got the young girl. Remember, we're talking about an 11-year-old here in what was described to Sky News as a headlock before stabbing her repeatedly. Absolutely horrifying scenes. We have been told, though, that two people either who worked in the area or who were here in the area at the time managed to get this individual down on the ground and restrain him until the police were able to arrive. The square, we know, in the surrounding area, 2.5 million visitors every single week. This is the area where we've got shops. We're in the heart of Soho, Theatreland. So this is a really popular area. We don't know any more about this 11-year-old girl or the 34-year-old woman. But as I say, we know they were then rushed to a major trauma centre, and both of their injuries are believed to either be minor or not life-threatening. You'll be able to see the cordon here still in place, police guarding quite a small area considering what happened here, but there is still a large part of the square itself cordoned off. We had a statement through earlier from London Ambulance Service, a spokesperson saying they were called here at 11:36 in the morning to reports of a stabbing at Leicester Square. They say they sent resources to the scene, including an ambulance crew, an advanced paramedic, and an incident response officer. They say they dispatched members of their tactical response unit as well. They treated a child and an adult at the scene and then took them to a major trauma centre. And as I've said already, one man has been arrested. Police saying they believe he is the only suspect they're looking for at the moment. And crucially, this is not currently thought to be terror-related.
Well, sexy mama, hello. Nice to have you here. Good evening, good evening, good evening. We're reacting to what's going on. What's going on? The madness, the heat is driving people absolutely doolally.
It's crazy. Crazy. Middle
My
of
man
the day, looks like.
Had a chopper, a big knife, and went for them. And went for them. I can't fathom it. I'm a qualified security guard myself. And that is the fight or flight reaction. So in other words, you know what I mean, you're on duty and you know what I mean, you're letting people in, you're saying hello, then all of a sudden you hear the screams. You poke your head out and you see someone doing that awful act. You know what I mean? We're going to hear from a security guard in a minute, but it's just wild. Brabo told me about this yesterday. I hope it's not a brother again, and we found that he was relieved but saddened for the people. No, it wasn't. No.
And this is a key thing because there's a lot of comments floating around.
Yeah.
And people
come closer. Sorry, we don't hear you.
Sir.
Yeah.
A lot of comments floating around, and people are concerned about the background of the person, but that seems to have overtaken the fact that this has happened.
Yes.
and it's telling on what the strain it's put on relationships between just people within the same communities, the same areas where people just get along just fine.
Oh, I see what you mean, because of the Southport thing as well that happened.
Exactly.
Because
so
that
thinking
that
it's
that kicked off another thing that
Right.
we're gonna have a look at as well. So I understand what you mean now. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there was a lot of people saying about the background as opposed to this shouldn't happen. Our hearts go out to them. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see not where they're coming from in that sense, but that's what some people's concerns will be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, again, you think about it, if it was something different, what possibly could have then been fueled amongst what we've already been experiencing over the past few weeks.
It's definitely fuel.
It's
definitely fuel. I think.
But it's also gone.
No, go on.
I was saying, but it's also very curious as to they haven't mentioned anything yet, from what I could see on that particular report. It could have been very easily mentioned. Background.
He's like Eastern European or something. I saw a picture.
But it wasn't mentioned on the.
Yeah, it wasn't mentioned here. That was on this one. If you type it into the search engines now, some of the sites blur his face and some of them don't.
Right.
And he's not black.
Right. Now, but Southport
was done by a black guy. Yep. And that's what kicked off what we're going to talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
But let's hear from the security guard.
Yeah.
I think this guy, as I said, in that profession, the fight or flight thing, you can't train people. You cannot train people at all for this. Let's hear from him.
Scream, and the moment I saw it,
sorry, there we go.
I heard it scream, and the moment I saw it, there was one person, roughly around maybe like mid-30s or early 30s, and he was like stabbing a kid. I saw that he was stabbing a kid. I jumped on him, hold the hand in which he wasn't having a knife, and I just put him down on the floor and just hold him and take the knife away from him. And then a couple of more people joined as well, and we just hold him until the police came. It took like maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Police arrived, and then they just took him into the custody. And the child, just like all my colleagues, they gave him first aid, and in the minute police came as well, and they just gave the first aid. I just saw a kid who was getting stabbed, and I just like tried to save her.
You just ran out of the shop and tried to save the child?
Yeah, I don't know. There were how many family members are there, mom. I just saw a kid being attacked, and it's my duty to just save them.
That's you see that there. You see that there. That's you can't train for that. You can't. Sorry, I'm just looking at the notes. You can't train for that. That is instinct.
Yeah.
Or, as he said, you had to say it twice. All I saw was a man stabbing a child, and my instinct said, "Nope, not having it. Not having it. Not having it. Not having it. I'm going in."
And he just seems so calm while he's talking.
This is what I'm saying.
And you wouldn't expect that from, because he doesn't look necessarily like quote unquote security guard.
I was going to touch it, and you touched it. You touched on it perfectly, bruv. That there, if you look at him, he's any guy that will pass you on the roadside. He's not your stereotypical security guard. That's the visual, you know what I mean? Muscles, neck, big, broad. You know what I mean? That visual deterrent to say, oh my God, look at the size of that guy. I don't want to get held by him. But then it just shows that you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be like that, because look at the courage that he took. He could have got mash up. The guy could have just turned on him and started lashing him.
Yeah, because again, we don't know the size of this guy either.
Mid-30s. I saw the picture. Yeah, average height, average size. Yeah, it wasn't like a big guy or nothing like that, or smaller.
Yeah.
So, my hat goes off to him. My hat goes off to him. And,
Definitely.
you know what I mean? People need to understand security guards are there for a reason. And he's gone above and beyond, innit?
Yeah.
He's gone above and beyond to go out there and help somebody's child. and I think it's a definite good thing. And salute to him as well.
Definitely.
Salute to him. You know what I mean?
Outside of his quote unquote jurisdiction.
Yeah. Out of his normal duties and what he's been asked to do to protect the property of the shop that he was in. As he said, he just heard what he heard, looked outside, and just bolted straight. Nah, mate, not happening to a child. So yeah, good on him. If you have any comments, please put them in the chat. We appreciate them all. Bigger G's heard some other news. We don't know nothing much about this, so we're not going to overly comment.
Yeah,
I just heard about a guy with a sword killed a young black child, but didn't get plastered over the news. See, this is what I'm saying.
That might be the one that happened earlier a few months ago. It might not be a fresh one. It might be in reference to the one that happened.
Oh, okay.
Boy, the 14-year-old, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah. But the same thing, didn't get really plastered over the news. No. I saw something recently. You mentioned that the attacker, his face was blurred in some places.
Yes.
Right? Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, shall we say, there's a story in the US about an 8-year-old girl who shot the male teacher in the school.
What?
I can't remember what subject he was doing, but basically he was inappropriately touching her and was threatening her if she told anyone XYZ. So she got her father's gun, went into the school, and then did the deed. Her face is 8 years old, and her face is like full and center, like it's a mugshot of her. And I'm thinking, don't they, hide the faces of minors?
They're supposed to.
Right. So, she dealt out the justice, but for her to be plastered over, her face to be plastered over like that, it's just
not an 8-year-old.
No.
Not an 8-year-old. Yeah, that's a bit wild. But yeah, just big shout to the security guard. As we heard from the first news report, both people are injured, but they're alive. And I think that as I said, that fight or flight instinct, it's just an amazing thing sometimes, and what it can do is save people's lives. When you've got no care for your own, you just go on that instinct and just react. Sometimes you just got to let it happen, but it
takes over. Instinct just takes over, and I'm not equating it, but I've seen a couple of videos where one of them was, the famous, is it the Charleston brawl? The brawl that was on the pier, where the guy threw up the cap, and it was basically almost like, it was racially tensioned. There was a guy who was black. He was looking after a pier, but he was saying that a boat has to move or can't move or whatever. And there was an argument that ensued.
You mean the beat down that those people got? Describe it properly, bruv. You're trying to no. The security guard, who got attacked by the white people on the boat. And then the man them came off of everywhere else to defend him. Yeah. You know about that one?
That one, yeah. And, I can't remember.
The chairs and everything got fling and everything. Yeah.
The guy who swam across, they interviewed him, and he was like, and they were like, it's just instinct. He still had his shoes on and everything. He just said he just needed to get over there. Yeah, just needed to get over there. So that was the name again, fight or flight kind of thing. Yeah. He didn't even have any. Our
brother is outnumbered, getting his head kicked in by about 3 other people, plus their girlfriends and whatever else. I'm gonna go jump in for my brother. That's it. And then he turned out to WrestleMania into some madness. That was a comedian's dream. That unfortunate incident.
Yeah. But again, like you say, salute to Abdullah.
Yes, big him up. Big him up, big him up, big him up, big him up. Let's do this. The Real SoundCheck podcast. We're in our first hour on Monday. It is one of the hottest days of the year. Absolutely roasting. Absolutely roasting today.
Oh my gosh.
I was just walking and sweating. That was it. It was dripping. It was absolutely dripping today. Big up all of those who didn't have to work today.
Man.
Who didn't have to go into the office. Who didn't even have to switch on. You know how much people I see in the park? I'm like, what do you do for fun? How do you live? Why are you in the park? I'm out here on my grind doing my thing, and you're just in the park. I see man pull up in the car, jump out, pull out the pizza, pull out the picnic bag, the cloth. I'm like, wait a minute. It's 11:30. What? You're going for lunch in the park? It's Monday. What? Are you a teacher or something? You got some holidays off. What are you doing? I couldn't believe it. It was hot.
In saying that, I'm always thinking, how come so many shops are open for there to be that much traffic, foot traffic? What do these people do? It's like that many people got the day off.
Can't all be tourists. Cannot all be tourists. Or let's keep it 2,000 out here. They got money and they're making money and their money's making them money. So they don't need to be there. Either they got long money or they got old money and they don't need to. You know what I mean? They got the staff. They don't need to be in the office today. The staff is doing stuff. I'm off. You lot continue to work, innit? That's it. You lot continue to work. I'm telling you. I only found out today you're supposed to put salt in your water.
This has become a very, very popular thing at the moment.
When you have a bottle of water, like people should have a little capsule or something like that, nothing big, and pour a little bit of salt into the water.
They talk about it should be Celtic salt.
Oh, yeah. Celtic or pink Himalayan or something like that.
I've never seen Celtic salt for sale in my life, but all of a sudden, Celtic salt.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
But just not table salt. Don't do that. But any other type of salt, you're supposed to put it in the water and it's supposed to be more hydrating for you. Because they say that's what saline solution is.
So here's the question. It's probably, again, a business idea I'm just going to throw out there. So why isn't there salted water?
What? What? There we go.
Let me just drink water and mind my business.
Why isn't there? If they really want to hydrate people,
questions.
You know what? I've always said this. I want to take time out just to when I walk into a shop and I look in the fridge, I'm disgusted because there's not one satisfying drink in there. There isn't. All right, in the chat, name me the most satisfying drink that satisfies and quenches your thirst, please, if you can.
Oh, this is the thing. You have to differentiate because satisfying is one thing. Quenching your thirst is another thing.
Okay, both. Which one satisfies you and which one quenches your thirst on a hot
watch
day?
Ray and Nephew come out.
Coconut water. Is it from the coconut? Because if it's not good for you. Anyway, go on.
I was gonna say, somebody's going to come out with Ray and
water.
Nephew, right?
Yeah. What color was the cap? Don't let me start. Not good for you. Go on, keep going. Keep going. If it ain't a blue cap, forget it. Forget it. And now we're finding out blue cap ain't enough. But at least it's got more minerals in it.
I'm trying to think of like my favorite drinks, and malt is one of them.
Oh, don't talk about that diabetic war zone that you're drinking, blood. I don't know how you drink them malts, man.
Malt is one of them. And then
Melissa Dean's purple cap. Purple cap? What's that?
Council juice.
Oh, purple cap water. What does that mean?
What kind of exotic water is that?
Council juice, nah, that's the worst, bruv. Don't even bring that up bigger. Don't. Government
Oh,
juice,
you
you
know,
can't.
I,
I've seen some.
I used to really like fruit punch, KA,
KA fruit punch, okay.
and then the cola champagne fruit KA as well. I used to like.
Hey, Miss Dean, you know the tea. Miss Dean, you know. Shh, let me just delete this off the. Yeah, you know the tea. That's the one. But anyway, you can't do government juice. You can't even make tea with that stuff. You can't.
Listen.
They've had about 4 water warnings up and down this country, yeah, in the last how many months, and you want to go sit down and drink that thing there? Anyway,
I'm a very
ice
very,
cold strawberry
if-
KA. Okay,
if
okay.
I was back. What am I saying? Back. If I was in power,
Yes.
if I had I don't know, the plantain party, and we were voted in,
Yeah.
water companies fix the water so people can drink tap water safely. They may still want to buy bottled water, but they must be able to drink tap water safely.
No, I don't think so.
I do.
I don't.
Because
I don't.
we're doing
Go on,
that
let's have
for
this for and
years.
against. Let's have it right now.
We were
Let's have it
doing
right now.
it for years. They had the little fountain in the playground for us as kids, and we used
I
to go to
understand.
it, and our thirst was quenched by this water.
I
and you used to be
understand.
at home. I used to be able to drink the water. There was no problem with it. Ever since they put it in the buckle, and they want to make profit, then all of a sudden, no, tap water's no good. No, tap water.
No.
There was a campaign against it.
When I was in my mid-20s working with my uncle, and we were redecorating the house, and I found out that your tap water downstairs is the same as the toilet water upstairs, is the same as the shower water upstairs, which is the same as the same thing that you put your toothbrush in. It's the same water. It is not different. So this is where I say it's bad, right? This is my against. If I flush my toilet, it goes out down my pipe through whatever street it's going to go to, all of the pipes that it's going to go to, out to the water filtration thing, sit with other people's waste, bodily waste, then it gets filtered, then it gets granulated and whatever else, and then the most important, and this is on TV, you can search this, because I watched the BBC documentary and other channels too, it gets colored and then gets sent back up the pipe, to your house waiting in your tap. So that means somebody else's water is coming back to my tap, and I'm going to open it up and drink somebody else's bath water.
And
No.
that,
No.
and
No,
that,
no,
and that,
no.
and that is why the water company need to fix it, because that
They
should
can't
be
fix
an
it.
illegal
That is the
practice.
system. It's
Then
not
they need to
illegal.
change the system.
No,
It
it's,
must be, to
they
me.
can't. It's
I
not
would
illegal.
say, I would tell them, look, that's illegal. You can't use waste and bring it back to people to drink.
No, you don't understand. That is the waste system.
Then
That
we need
is
to
the
change
water
it.
filtration system.
Then
That
we
is
need
it.
Then we need to change it.
How? What are you going to do with the waste?
The waste goes to some waste area. But you
Yeah,
can't
and that's what
filter
they
it.
do. They
And then
filter out the waste, and it
you
goes off
have-
to manure and
you
whatever,
have a-
and it goes and
you have-
makes your cornflakes wheat and whatever, and then you use the human waste wherever else. But the microorganisms and everything else, and the plastics from the piping, and some of it's not even plastic. Let's keep it 200% real. It's the old, what's that stuff? Clay pipes or whatever it is. You know, the old brick pipes and all of that stuff. All of the minerals and everything from there are still around. Why?
So then we need to have a separate pipe for drinking water. Just like when you go into the toilets, it would have, this is not drinking water.
Here we go. He's just touched that. Sorry, and even Diva just said it. Don't forget what they add to it: fluoride and chlorine to make it safe.
Again, that needs to change somehow.
Yeah, but why are they going to do that? Do you know what
Because
you want to know what the cost is to do that? This is the cheap versions.
So
That's
this
why
is
it's
why
done.
we're paying taxes, and so we redirect our taxes.
Wait, hold on.
and do
Sorry,
different things.
taxes are supposed to make things better in this country, bro.
That's why I
Are
said
you
the plantain
okay?
party. The plantain party gonna change all that.
The plantain party need a spliff because you ain't getting none of that done. You need to go chill, bro. That is the if they don't filter and put it straight into the river. There we go. There we go. That's the other side of it. Whatever cannot be filtered out pops back into the Thames.
See, and there got to be solutions to get that sorted and get that changed.
No. Why?
Yes.
We're in our 40s, bruv. Do you think they're gonna? And it hasn't changed since like 1800s and whatever, barges and Windrush and everything else. They haven't changed it.
So where's the bottled water coming from?
Ah, that's different. That's the what I call the butter thing. If it doesn't say butter, it's not butter. It's a spread. Do you get what I'm saying? And I don't think people realize that. So if it doesn't say spring, you can't put spring if it doesn't come from a spring.
Yeah.
So that's why people need to drink spring water, not bottled water.
Okay.
Because you're allowed to chemicalize water and offer it. Because then you're saying mine is minerals. So in other words, you flush it through stones and other different stuff or add minerals to it. So you get the normal tap water, add minerals to it, and it's now mineral water.
Yeah.
Which is legally allowed to do.
Okay, and they're selling it. So
Yes.
whatever's happening to get that into the bottle, that can do that to the pipe and bring it into the homes of all of us here in the UK.
Why?
And why? Because it's our right as human beings to have clean drinking water.
What right? Do you know where you are?
That's what I'm saying. The plantain party's going to change all that.
The plantain party better go load up some cannons, bruv. You ain't getting nowhere near that. I'm telling you, ain't happening. Yes, but yes, because a lot of countries, especially ones with mountains and stuff, they filter the spring water to the houses, and then as they do, and I don't know if you've been in countries like Greece and Spain or whatever, your waste goes somewhere else, and they get the truck to come down the road and suck the waste out of the cisterns, whatever they're called, and then that gets taken off somewhere. But your tap water comes from the spring and it's spread, you know what I mean, to each home, which is totally different. You see the white pipes going down the road. You've seen it. You absolutely seen it.
So it's possible.
Huh?
So it's possible.
Where? No.
You just said with the white pipes. Are they
Yes.
what? The white pipes is waste.
Because they have
Or the white
springs.
pipe is
We
the
have
spring.
springs here. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have springs in this country. Yeah. Remember, you're in a you have we're in a tax laden. Remember, Maslow's hierarchy of needs is also the UK tax methodology. Everything needs to be taxed. So
Except for children's clothes.
No. Except for
and
what?
milk. Children's clothes and milk.
No, there's a tax on it.
I think there is. I don't know if there is, you know.
There is
I
a
think
tax on
it was children's clothes and tax. Children's clothes and tax. Children's clothes and milk. There's no tax on.
Look at Harrison saying how much they spent to clean and it didn't work well. See? This is what I'm saying.
But that's because some of them actually went straight to the river to Gudungun in there because they were upset with what they was going on with the government.
Yeah.
So they went there with Gudungu straight into the thing. And that's why when they came with the flame, the torch or whatever, along, that's why Denise and them were like, what's that?
I'm not getting involved. These people try to put on Olympics and didn't clean their city. I can't. But yet you want to be in other people's country, terrorizing them and not letting their people and going into other people's places and yamming out their thing, telling them that they've got to pay you a certain amount of money per year in taxes because you colonized them and everything else, but you can't clean your city. You can't clean your city. Levels out here. You can't talk. You can't talk.
Bigger G did a fact check, I think.
Children's clothing isn't wait, sorry, I might be slow, I might be stupid, I might be whatever. When you're using the phrase isn't taxed, what are you talking about? Because when I go into Primani and I want to pick up a child's clothes, I pay VAT on top. So what are you lot talking about? When I go into whatever superstore and I pick up milk, it's got VAT on it. What tax are you lot talking about is not taxed? Which part of it? Please, just explain. I'm just trying to... Am I missing something? Not VAT.
And even train tickets as well. Train tickets, no VAT.
Oh, so it's my whole shopping bill. So in other words, if I walked into a shop and picked up baby milk by itself, that product would have no VAT added onto it.
That's the theory. So what you see as VAT on your ticket, on your receipt, should only be applicable to things. You might even see a star next to certain objects saying,
yeah,
and then underneath it will say no VAT applied.
You learn something every day. That's what I like my little podcast, you know. You learn something. I'm trying hard not to bust a laugh in the office. Got you. Thanks, Bigger. Love the fact checking. We appreciate it.
Appreciate
it. Right, we were going to get on to... I love these segue sideways things. It's brilliant. Love it. Let's get to some disgruntled people. So apparently, well, not apparently, what has happened is due to what we already know in Southport with certain individual going on a rampage and absolutely just committing a sick, horrible crime, taking lives, and he was a black child or of African, Caribbean, whatever he was, descendant. I think it's African or whatever. I'm not pointing fingers. That upset a lot of British people. It upset a lot of English people. It upset a lot of white people. Let's keep it straight. Which caused a lot of problems. It caused riots. So this country has been torn apart.
Could I just add that?
Yeah, go in.
Upset a lot of black people.
Yes, it did. Because great point. Because I think what you're alluding to is the fact of, oh my God, why did you do that, bruv?
But not only just that, but just the fact of it.
Yeah. It's like the guy that did the soldier thing as well. You're like, oh man, back in the day. Oh, he's Rwandan. Yeah. As I said, we don't condone any violence that's not like, you know what I mean, if you're not defending yourself or someone, but the thoughtless stuff we can't condone, especially when you're taking lives. So that happened. That caused the country to divide. And then because we were in that social type of environment, you got, as they call, lefts and rights. And then you got the far left, and then you got the far right.
I've never really been...
I've never been following it, but apparently...
The plantain party will be down the middle, sorry.
This is what I'm trying to say. Fry it and salt and pepper it, and let's go. So what's happened is certain individuals who obviously feel that, you know, this is only their country and the country's for them, seeing the ethnicity of the person that did the horrific crime just sparked them. So, you know, everyone started chanting, not our kids, leave our kids alone, blah, 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 blah. And then that's it. It went wild. We don't want people here. We don't want your kind here. Da, 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 da. Everything got shouted. Everything got brought up. Divide is not the word. It fractured the UK very, very quickly. Very quickly. I was actually late. I was getting on with my life, and then all of a sudden Reg was like, oh, yo, bro, you see what happened up north? I'm like, what? What's happened? Go switch on your TV, bro. It was scared because I don't watch TV. I'm not a TV person. So then I went to my sources and then saw what was going on, and it's bad. So we might pause. We might pause into a couple of videos just to get a quick overview. Please, again, feel free to comment and interact. Let's get this quick one. When I heard Louis begging is not to be a black you, I was vexed when it was. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Let's go there. Let's go. Everyone went down to Downing Street, and it kicked off.
Donald Trump in. We need people like that in. Anyone that tells the truth gets targeted as a far right.
Following a tragic stabbing incident in Southport, which killed 3 children, we saw riots break out in Southport, which was supposedly, according to Merseyside Police, linked to supporters of the English Defence League. Now we are here in London, right by Downing Street, where protests are here again, where people are asking for more protection on knife crime, as well as potential links to far-right movements.
It's 17 years old and it's on your watch list.
You just mentioned that name. Merseyside Police has confirmed that is not the name of the suspect. But that's not the name of the suspect.
It's not the name of the suspect, really.
It's not.
Really?
Merseyside Police.
Well, then we're being lied to the police, to the general public, the BBC, everybody else. We've been compulsively lied to.
What are you most angry about?
What? Elio Shakhtar. That's the kid's name. It is the name. It is the name.
Children we're talking about.
That's all about children.
Move back! Stay back!
Why are you being arrested?
I'm here for my little girl. I'm standing here peacefully protesting. I've been arrested. I've been arrested for peacefully protesting.
People that come from other backgrounds now, they don't even like this country. So what are they doing over here? They're spreading hate.
What was it specifically about the Southport attack that upset you?
What do you think? For little girls, I've got kids.
What did you make of the riots yesterday in Southport, though?
It's right.
You think it was right?
Yeah, it should be right. If someone done that to my kids, I would kill every one of their family, and I don't give a these lot here would all stand with me, because it's wrong.
I mean, yesterday was around 40 policemen that were injured.
Well, they should be on our side. They're
I mean, they were there to intervene with the attack on Monday.
They don't do nothing.
Did you watch Nigel Farage's video yesterday? What did you think of it? Some say that he was inciting, escalation.
We need Nigel Farage in. We need Donald Trump in. We need people like that in. Anyone that tells the truth gets basically targeted as a far right.
Go to the right.
Right by the gates of Downing Street, just between the gates of Downing Street and the cenotaph that you'll be familiar with, those famous pictures of protests similar to this and those moments around remembrance. We are in amongst the protests. There is a sort of barrier of police officers, several of whom are walking past me now with purpose and making their way up to the gates of Downing Street. There is a large barrier of police officers in front of the gates of Downing Street, clearly trying to protect that flashpoint, and also sort of effectively sort of trying to pen the protest in to the other side of the street from the gates of Downing Street.
Let's just pause.
I mean, if it was just this,
yeah,
I think people would have had a bit more
let me zoom in. Sorry, go on.
Reasonableness about the whole thing. Because the other stuff that happened, that was just, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken, but they apprehended the person involved.
Yes.
So everything else is nothing to do with the person. You see what I mean?
Correct.
Anybody else that you've approached, attacked, and whatnots had nothing to do with the children. The the looting of Lush with the soaps and the bubble baths and the bath bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to do with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that scene, I haven't seen that scene in the whole of the thing. But again, listen to what was said. They're chanting a certain name, or they've been told it's a certain
And the name's
name,
wrong.
and apparently the name's wrong. So where did the information come from?
This is... I don't even want to go down the hypothetical route. Let's allow that. Right. Something happened. They apprehended him. They're dealing with it. Calm. You're upset. Yeah, that's a very good point as well. Why did they loot Greg's? Didn't make any sense. So, if you're in a country that you claim as yours, and you think that you're native to that country, you then want to defend that country, correct? Because it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when something like that happens, you are going to feel a way about it.
Mm-hmm.
So to go down the high street telling everybody about your feelings or how you feel about it or whatever is your right. You got a right. Like, you know what I mean? You can't take this no more. This is ridiculous. This is really beyond the joke. I get it. Okay, calm. Then when you take out your big brush and start sweeping in other things into the pan, that's where I don't like it. I understand there's an isolated incident, knife crime, mental illness, blah, 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 all of that which relates to what exactly happened. Speak about those. Now you just turned on, oh, a black kid did it. Right, get everyone out, get the Asians out. Asians are taking all our jobs. This, that. Blacks are this, blacks are that. Rah, 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 rah. Eastern Europeans get hired over blacks and Asians. How about that? But you're not talking about them. Is that because they're not the same color? What? I mean, they're the same color as you. What? Where's that? Where's that hatred for them? Where's that? You know what I mean? You start talking about different things that's got nothing to do with it, and then this is the whole thing that started. What upset me is the network, which was good. I get it. But the warning started going out. Yo, Tottenham, be careful. Walthamstow, careful. Luton, watch out. Dunstable, watch yourselves. Them man, they're coming out, want to riot up the place. So what happened was, those places turned round and said, is it? Make them come in.
And that was, to me, was the solidarity of the UK, and that's what the UK is about.
That when I started seeing the messages flying around and people were saying, nah, don't do that. Have I put the right one in? Oh, sorry. I was wondering why I wasn't bright. Sorry, let me just fix up my light. Here we go. Yeah, when I started hearing that certain places were like, we're not having it. We're not having it. And politely, come if you're coming. come. If you're coming, come in it.
But that
because
was a protest.
There's certain communities, Midlands, South Coast, East Coast, West Coast, that were having none of it. Walthamstow was having none of it. Because they've worked out over the years to integrate. Okay, yeah, I might be next to this color, a brown skin, a black skin, a white skin, whatever skin, because that's what it is. It's skin color first. Yeah, let's not mess around. But we get along in our area. We get along. We just crack on. We love it. We eat each other's foods. You know what I mean? We look after our children, play together. Everything's fine. So where you are in your world that you think that this is a problem, don't bring it here. And that was the beauty of it. That was the beauty of it, because they tried it. They try to escalate what I think is a serious problem. Don't get it twisted. As I said, I'm not in my motherland, if I was in my motherland and someone was carrying on like that in my motherland, yes, I'll have something to say. And I will make sure that, if everyone's against it, we're dealing with that situation isolated as it is. Not trying to sweep a brush into other stuff and start kicking off and going wild. Deal with that situation, innit? Reduce the knife, the access of knives. How about that? Reduce it. You can walk into any corner shop right now that sells knives and go in it. Any pound shop, any 99p shop, anywhere, and go pick up an axe. Just walk in and pay the £2, and just walk out with it. Oh, my mom told me to get this. We need to cutting cheese.
Cutting cheese, Yeah, there's I don't know. There's aspects of this that are quite difficult to unpack.
Yes.
And like you mentioned, you've gone from this person's been attacked to they're taking all our jobs. So if they're taking all your jobs, why do you need to fight them? And also, attacking like Holiday Inn and all of these things, you're not dealing with the issue.
No.
Because imagine there's a pipe, back onto the water again, but you're trying to scoop up the water from the exit pipe. You're not going to where the front of the pipe is,
the source,
to try and say, okay, it needs to stop there first. You're just trying to pick up water and push it back down the pipe, which is not going to work. It's a really tricky situation. And for this incident also today to happen so close and in a similar fashion just seems random. Because both of them seem random. Like, we don't know the backstory. One may be classified as mental health, one will be classified as terrorism.
And then this is the thing. I'm so glad you raised that thing and you brought it back up. Why are you mentioning terrorism? What's terrorism got to do with a man stabbing people? I don't get it. Again, words used to trigger and incite people, to separate, to make them. If anything, you could say it was a senseless, isolated incident. Rare. Oh no, that's the right thing to say. We're saying it's not terrorism, and then talk. Not terrorism, and then talk. Not terrorism, and you're saying it again. Why? Why even bring it up? Why? What's that got to do with anything?
Yeah. And even I think the way that one of the articles was written, it said there was an attack today. Abdullah, 29. Then it went on to say that he went and rescued the person.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So somebody who's scanning it might be like, oh, look, it's another one. Because they haven't taken the time to read. They
haven't said security guard named Abdullah saved blah blah blah. They're not
right.
Bigger saying. What's Bigger saying? There is a guy interviewed chatting about they're taking our jobs. The interviewer asked him what happened to him, and he said about how he not long come out of prison. Sorry. I should laugh. I'm trying not to. But that's exactly the point. The interviewer asked, so do you think that it's because you just come out of prison? He said, yes.
And that's another thing, because I put up a post and I said that many minds will be poisoned, few will be cured. And what we see is just how easily influenced people can become or can be, and reiterate and regurgitate what they've just been, quote unquote, told to believe. The same way how that man's name was spread. The same way how they thought, okay, well, the way to solve this is to go out and to start attacking people. And then from that, let's go and take some soap and some sausage rolls, and then everything will be cool.
And this protesting, I've spoken about this on the podcast before, on the other channel, but I'm not. I don't get it. I don't get protests. I don't get it. Why is 1,000 people or 500 people, any amount of people, going out together on the road? What is it going to change? Maybe I'm dumb, slow, stupid, or whatever. Just what is it going to change? What is it going to change?
I hear what you're saying. What it does, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, is draw attention to the issue, because the issue is pretty much being ignored. So Stop Oil, for instance, they have drawn attention to the issue that they care about because it's being ignored. Now, how they've got away with what they got away with for so long, I don't know.
Well, those people who glue themselves to the road and them thing there.
Exactly.
No, that's stupidness. That's you still haven't convinced me. What does coming out of your house in hundreds of people, whatever, even Black Lives Matter, what is it going to change? What's it going to change?
That's an interesting organization.
No, we can don't sidetrack. Let's not go there. I'm just saying. What is it going to change? I just want to know. If anyone in the chat can open up my thing.
It's to raise
and you
awareness.
Can't talk
and thing.
Too stupid. You can't.
That sounds like a grandma thing.
Yeah, but this is my point. I get it. I'm sure in this country has processes, and I'm sure if you get a certain amount of signatures, there is a rule that the consideration has to be taken in the houses of whatever, Parliament or whatever.
It has to be looked at.
It has to be looked at. So get the signatures in it.
Well,
why are you running down the road causing problems? No, hear me out. Why are you running down the road causing problems when an issue might take 10,000 signatures to be heard in court? So take those 10,000 people, sign something, and then deliver it to Thingy so it's properly done through the system, and you actually get a conversation in the Houses of Parliament and whatever to say this really needs to be considered because these 10,000 people have signed.
Mm-hmm.
Then walking down the road, and then what happens? The bad mind people come out at the back and start causing problems, and then they add on to other things, and then it starts going left, and then the far right don't like the left don't like the right, the man them ain't standing for none of it, and it goes wild. So to me, it's like when they wanted to shut down a certain radio station in London. Everyone's like, yeah, let's go and protest. I'm like, it's going to get shut down. You can stand out and pick it all bloody day in the rain, but it's going to get shut down. Not unless you had the 10,000 signatures, do it properly and say, here what? This is a concern. The community is concerned. Here are our names. To me, all you've done is put your face on CCTV as a troublemaker, whether you're pro or against.
Mm.
Yeah, you're pro in the sense of that you want things done and it's your country and everything else. We got you on camera. You're against. Oh, so you're willing to defend and jump out on road and fight these people, are you? Got you on camera.
So I hear what you're saying. 100.
What are you winning?
There's two different types of protest. There's two different types of protest. There's the peaceful protest, which is 100% peaceful, which hardly ever happens because of ninjas. And then you've got the protests where they're coming to just cause ruckus and scream and shout and tear up things and pretty much riot. Yeah. The peaceful protest, what should happen really, in my humble, again, the plantain party, is that I'm never going to do it, but they should arrest ninjas on site. You know who I mean by ninjas?
Yeah.
With the backpacks.
Yeah.
I sometimes think that they're not necessarily part of the actual protest.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just hypothetically.
Yes.
They're not necessarily part of the actual process, but they're there to instigate and to agitate certain situations so that the perception of the crowd is bad, and then you can then disperse them however you
I'm going to talk the things right now, and this is not hypothetical because I like to investigate. I like facts. Mm-hmm. There was a BLM march in America. People were walking down the road quietly, normally, blah, 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 whatever. Then all of a sudden, rocks were being thrown at the police. And the police started to charge. One of the leaders of this march turned around and said, "Here, what? Stop. Who are those guys at the back? They're not with us. They're the ones throwing the rocks." "Oh, yes, they are." The police are like, "Yeah, they are. They're with you. They're walking with you." No, no. And then a couple of the man them around said, "Here, what, fam? Look at the boots." The 5 people that were throwing rocks all had military laces, boots done up to the T and whatever. So they weren't with the people who were in normal clothes. So some people dressed up, yeah. And then a man turned around and said, "Wait a minute, aren't you a Fed? Aren't you a riot police? So you went round the back, got changed, didn't take off your boots, throw rocks at your man them just to make them riot, just to make them push forward." And it got caught. So this is not me spreading on nothing. It's on the tube of facts on everywhere. And I couldn't believe it. So if people are willing to do that just to start a fight, just to start war, just to make everything upset, what grand scale of things can be happening? Exactly. And that's why I'm saying don't do those things, because you open yourself up for too much ammunition for other people. But if you had a town hall must have rights. Everyone goes to the town hall, signs the petition, get all those petitions together, go to Downing Street, hand it in, and let them know that, here what, these are our 3 representatives that will be coming to the Houses of Parliament to put this to you, Mr. or Mrs. Speaker. We're going to talk this thing through and do it properly to the law of the land and get things done. Surely that's a better way. Surely, because to me, I'm not repeating. Let's go and see what Birmingham, Walthamstow, and everybody else had to say. Don't forget, we're going to quickly react on Deadpool versus Wolverine, and we're going to have a look at the Olympics as well. Yeah. Let's get ready for that. Let's get into that. So we're going to finish on a light-hearted note. Don't you worry about that. So yeah, just let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oops, excuse me. We've had the past 14 years of government forcing down our throats of the public about immigration, the billions of people coming over. Yes. This is what I'm saying. Don't. Everyone's got to just take everything, not with a pinch of salt. As I said, there's 2 sides. There's his story and her story. That's the new talk right now.
Well,
yeah.
There's his story, her story, and the truth.
And the truth. There we go. And that's it. It's up to you what you're willing to open up your eyes to. Let's continue. This is the Real SoundCheck podcast. We're reacting to everything that's out there right now. We're on the counter protests.
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome.
I think that's Walthamstow.
Yeah, that looks like Walthamstow.
Thousands of officers deployed to protect vulnerable locations. Mayor Sadiq Khan warns against spreading hate, violence, protests, largely peaceful so far. A few far right demonstrators seen, and then blah 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 blah. But this is how the roads came out when they heard that certain people were coming to their ends.
June.
Refugees are welcome here. Refugees are welcome.
I'm going to skip to some people's
What
voices.
if I told you that there's no such thing
away.
as no internet?
Hold on,
It's
sorry,
an artificially created.
I just think it's really important to show that, yes, there may be some right-wing people around, but actually this community is really united. They really believe in supporting refugees, in looking after vulnerable people, and this is the loveliest community I've ever lived in. I've been here for 20 years.
I think that they have seen that Walthamstow is a community that acts together. It's a very, very welcoming community. Obviously, we welcome refugees, we welcome migrants. I'm still partner to one, and I think that the far right have probably seen that they shouldn't try.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be very peaceful times. There are wars happening. This country is funding at least one of them actively. So there's division. And the youth are struggling more and more because of the economy. So where there's struggle, there's hatred, there's insecurity, and there's going to be problems.
Physically, we need to stop the fascists. It's the only way that's ever worked in the past. When we look back at history in Cable Street, 1936, which is big around here in the East End, we stopped them then. We stopped them here about 10 years ago in Walthamstow when Tommy Robinson and the EDL tried to march. We stopped them then, and ultimately that's the only thing that the fascists understand is mass mobilisation, working class mobilisation against them.
What will I say? Well, obviously, maybe they're scared. That's what I was saying. Because at the end of the day, listen, this place here is a fantastic community. We don't like trouble. But if you bring it to us, then obviously we fight it back. And I think they got to know it, and that's why they decided to stay away. So.
You know what also comes to mind is the last time that there was confrontation, quote unquote, in the centre of London, and there was the fights, and then we got the news pictures of a black man carrying one of the far rights.
Oh, yes,
over his shoulder.
Yes.
And again, people just don't see the level of compassion that even in the midst of all of that, look at what happens. Could have just left him there, could have just, to do whatever. But in the midst of all of that, they don't see that it's not everybody. You're talking about an individual, that's an isolated incident. There you go.
I think the past, the one thing about this moving forward and moving into a new millennium and mind frame and understanding, and history can get documented a lot better now. We're not reliant on one set of people just to record history, because other people can do it through different means, whether it's newspaper clippings, videos, YouTubes, or having just hard drives of information and so forth. I just feel that history is a thing that people are forgetting about, because after world, and I use it very specifically, world wars, this land took a beating. Let's keep it factual. This land took a beating. It's not about win or lose, but it took a beating. Lots of lives were lost. And at that time, the realm said, yo, over there, you're part of the realm, come help us fix up the Satums and come work with us, and you'll get a little thing and you get open and get into our system. And people thought, well, boy, I'm in a hut over here, but you're telling me I can get a brick house over there and a job. All right, I'm coming. I'll come help you out. We're part of the realm. You know what I mean? But remember, the call went out from the realm. Yeah, the head of the head of state put the call out. Kaka! You know what I mean? Put the call out and said, come. You could drive the trains. You can help us in the hospitals. We look after you. And that's after you took a beating. So basically, If people come here because of a call and you can treat them like that, and that's the ones that were asked to come and offered to come, and you treat them like that, but yet those whose countries are killing them off and they're trying to run away from madness and they come here, you treat those people exactly the same. There's something wrong. And I'm not saying you're supposed to treat anyone differently and everything. I'm just saying you're throwing everyone into the same basket.
Yeah.
Everyone into the same basket negatively. And that's the bit I don't like about this land.
Yeah.
They forget the past. They forget what happens. They forget, like, you know what I mean? We helped your ass. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it facts. We helped your ass. Yeah, we were invited. It wasn't no, oh, yeah, we're just coming. Oh, what? Oh, well, you lot are a bit distressed. Yeah, let's go over there and just settle over there because, you know what I mean? They got beat up and, you know what I mean? No, it was the bird call from the realm. And people were invited to come help build back this country. And those people were of color. Let's get it factually right. And then you want to go out here and say, oh, well, they're taking our jobs, they're taking our thing. Know your history. Know your history. Behave yourself.
It's a very interesting slogan that a lot of people have stuck with, because what I know, there's lots of people who say, yeah, you know, they've taken your doctor's job or they've taken your genetic physicist's job. When the person is, you know, maybe someone is collecting on a weekly basis or whatever. But one of the things, again, the Plantain Party is, okay, let's look on Indeed.com. Which one of these have they taken?
Yeah.
Which one of these openings have they taken? Because they're here.
Yeah. Facts.
So what are they taking? You know.
Facts.
And then Plantain Party again is, okay, let's put some courses together that give you the skills so that you can go for these jobs.
Yep.
They might be free. They might be subsidized. But that gets you into a better position.
The what's the place the job center? They said
got
it.
trashed.
They said, yeah, they got trashed. But they said it years ago. I remember when I was already working, but I did project management, and one of our thing was to look at the job center and how we could reform it.
Right.
You know what I mean, and how we could make it a lot better and whatever. And when we were doing our digging and so forth, they literally had the statistics of which races were applying for more jobs and not applying, or those that were just happy to get the check. And yeah, you know what it said, innit? You know what it said.
Statistics.
Those people, certain people were comfortable just getting their check and chilling, and other people will be striving, applying. And then you want to moan about them taking a job when they're applying. If I can come to a country, pay my taxes, and you can make me a doctor in 7 years, why is someone going to turn that opportunity down? Why?
And it's sometimes the case of that doctor's skills could really be used back where they came from.
Exactly why they're doing it. Police force, ambulance, fire people, everything. It's not like we're just out here just trying to take your jobs.
Sorry, I just had the image. You know, Biggie "One More Chance" remix.
Yes.
You know the part where he says, "As soon as he buy that wine, you'll just keep it from behind."
From behind, yeah.
Yeah, and you know when he pushes.
Oh yeah,
the person away.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, it's like, does the immigrant come and just push them away and just
exactly
say, okay,
what it must feel like to them? That's how it must feel. It must feel. Imagine if none of the countries came over here and helped the country. The country would be effed up. Facts. Facts. If you take away all the innovative, yeah, the word that I can't sometimes say. The innovative, yeah, that's 3 times. That's good. Technology that has made this country where it is, Go and do your research and find out which immigrants help make this blood clot countries. What? I'm sorry. Yeah, speed cameras. Yeah, CCTV. Yeah, fiber optics. Yeah. You wanna keep going? Do you wanna keep going? I'm telling you, you need to just chill. You need to chill with that. You need to chill. You just need to chill. You need to stop that. Where we should be in the sense of 2024, as 10-year-old me is looking at this place now, 2024, and going, you idiots. We're not even, we haven't got flying cars yet. I still have to use credit cards and we're so behind. We're so behind. We cannot move to the future. We can't evolve. As I said, I'm still drinking. If I open up my tap, I'm drinking other people's urine. When there's other places in Europe that don't do that. There's other places in Europe that have less waste than the whole of Europe. One country, two countries, because they have a system that eliminates waste. So why can't England turn around and just go, wait a minute, how do you do that? Oh, we're going to do it.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what the Plantain Party is going to do.
Speed cameras, bun. No, I know. But again, it's innovative. I mucked it up. It's no, I'm not going to say it again. It's just technology. It's just technology. It's technology, and that's what I'm saying. There's certain medicines. There's certain medicines. Oh, sorry, bro. Just on the podcast. Watch it. There's certain medicines that you're taking right now that's in your medicine cupboard. Mind yourself. Yeah, when you got that itch or that scratch, mind who done the work to find out how it works. You just think it's all Einstein and all these man them, yeah? Know yourself. Know yourself out here. Exactly. World leaders who still use terms like ethnic minorities. This is 10-year-old me. In 2024, we're still using the term ethnic minorities. Statistics come out this year saying that more Asian people own property than English white people.
Ooh, let me hit you with something that one guy was saying.
Go on.
Which is a little bit controversial.
Go on.
You know, we've got this culture now where you can be with the same person, the same sex.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So you've got this culture where abortion is quite freely available.
Yes.
Contraception is quite freely available.
Yes.
Marriage is not really as popular.
Okay, yes.
There's one sector of life, community, they don't believe in all of that.
So there's one community.
There's the communities. Let's say there's communities that don't believe in all of that.
Right.
So if they're having families and they are reproducing and having children, you've got this other community that are pushing that. Oh, well, you know, you can be with who you want to be with.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the imbalance in a few years.
Yes.
Then what's gonna happen? It's
not
going to be ethnic minority anymore.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's almost like a self-defeating policy. It's going to be interesting these next 50 to 60 years.
Very, very, very. There's too much ticking time bombs. There's the sexual preference time bomb, the identity time bomb, the pension time bomb, the what do we call it over here? Property time bomb, land ownership time bomb. there's the next 20 to 30 years. It's all right. It's all right. We're conspiracy theorists. Anyway, this is not a hypothetical show. I'll leave that for when we do a hypothetical show. We're overdue one of those. So we got to have a hypothetical show. Right, let's get into some light-hearted madness. Thank you all for your comments. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Been
Love
wonderful.
it.
We love them.
Loved it. Absolutely love it. Let's do one of these. What's going on? Let's put something funky in the background. What's we going? Let's do this one. Yeah, let's just do that. Did anybody, the super rich will own all the property? Big up. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something about this comment. Brilliant comment, by the way. Let me tell you something. They won't when people learn to come together and own. Isn't it better to have 10% of something than have nothing? So all of those people who cannot afford a house by themselves, do what other people do and come together and buy a house, because then at least you know the house prices and the ownership is all of yours.
Other communities doing that already.
Other communities are doing it already. So people say you can't do business with family. Rubbish, because other communities are doing. You just need to, if you don't trust your family, put everything down on paper, get it certified, and leave it legal. But come together. That's the key. But anyway, that's just my thing. Because it's not even my thing. I just watch what other people do. That's it. I just watch what's already out there. And there are brothers, sisters, cousins, aunties, uncles, rare, all come together, buy one house.
Man, okay, very quickly.
Go for it.
There's a thing called CCMP that people say, which is clear, concise mental picture.
Yes.
I have my version to do with financial education and financial awareness.
Yes.
Cash flow and capital, more
Yes.
possibilities.
Go say that again. Cash flow
and capital equals more possibilities.
more opportunity. Facts. That's not even a hard concept to swallow. That's why I'm instilling this in my youths from now. Yes.
Salute.
Yeah, no, that's big, bro. Do it with your youths and your nephews and their cousins, and get them to be a gang, squad, owning stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's not. We're only a little podcast, but we talk the team.
Appreciate everyone for locking in.
Yeah,
It's
man.
Butch Cassidy, it's Dave Knight, it's the Real SoundCheck podcast on a Monday night, 9 p.m. live and direct.
Exactly what it is. Let's have a look. Who watched the movie? Who watched the movie? Did anybody watch the movie? Where is it? There it is. Deadpool and Wolverine passes 1 billion at the global box office.
On a 200 million budget.
At a 200 million budget, and I heard Ryan Reynolds funded some of it himself as well, innit?
Quite possibly.
And Hugh Jackman's superhero film Wolverine has crossed the majority milestone as a global 1 billion on Sunday. The movie is earning praise for bringing Marvel's A game back, and apparently it's going to be one of the highest grossing Marvel films.
It's up there.
Highest grossing, yeah. Top 3, they said it's on its way to do.
Because I did an actual chat GPT because I wanted to check the budget. I said, is the budget low or is the budget high? And it was pretty much in line with some of the other films. So Captain Marvel 152 mil, Avengers Endgame 356, Spider-Man Far From Home 160, Black Widow was 200, but it brought in 379 million, not 1 billion.
Black Widow cost 200
million. That was the budget.
And brought back
379 million.
Okay.
Eternals, 200 million, brought back 402. Spider-Man No Way Home, 200 million, brought back 1.92 million. Billion, sorry.
Billion.
Yes.
Okay. I thought. What did you think of the movie, bruv?
Well,
Dave, don't kill me. What did you think of the movie?
Well, I felt as much salute to Mr. Reynolds, but it seemed like I think the sprinklings of the wacky outsider stuff was probably just a little bit too much. You know, when there's just a little bit too much salt in the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just take out the salt, it would have been a really delicious meal.
Okay.
Just a little bit too much. That's just me. Because a couple of times, I'm there and then my head just goes to the side like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a lot of those moments. Yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was very, very... there's a couple of... Can we say everything? Because there's people here who
Just
haven't
talk
seen
the
it.
things. The film's out. You should have gone and seen it. It's their fault. Spoiler alert.
The cameos,
yes,
I think were one of the big highlights.
Yes,
it's one in particular which is actually controversial because the one that was on the way, apparently that's no longer on the way, and the main character has quit, and now people want the cameo to be the only one, and they actually said it in the film. There's only one, and looked at the camera. One of them, break the wall.
Blade.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this was interesting cameos, good action. Some of it a bit, I guess, not samey, but it's gratuitous, but it didn't come across too gratuitous because it's.
But the link to Loki and the time.
Yes,
police,
TVA.
That
was
brilliant.
Interesting.
Because I was like, huh? What are you not doing there? And then I see that the black woman, what's her name?
I can't remember her name. But I know you talk about the head sort of leader, yeah.
Yeah.
How she found that other guy like attractive, I'm not too sure, but she was feeling him. Wow. The aspect of that whole TVA means that just anything is possible.
Yes.
The one cameo that really sort of hit me is like a bit of a sort of a middle finger to the DCU.
Flame On, my guy.
No. Well, because he's not DCU.
Oh no, Fantastic Four's Marvel.
Yeah. But it was interesting that he's captain, but in here he's
exactly.
But the multiverse allows that.
Yes.
In a sense. But it was Henry Cavill.
Huh?
Henry Cavill.
No, the character.
Yeah, Henry Cavill, as in the actor.
Superman.
Yes.
Oh!
Bigger G knows, yeah.
Oh, so Bigger's going in. You got to remind me. What was the cameo bit that he did? Remind me.
He was one of the versions of Wolverine.
Yes! Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Right, that took me a minute. Yes, he was.
And I'm thinking to myself, when did you do this? Because only the other day, it was like, oh, sorry, yeah, I'm not going to be. I thought I was going to be because they just cast him. And then about 2 weeks later, they said, oh, no, we're going in a different direction with DC. And so he wasn't going to be. So when did they do this? Or did they just throw it in there as like an extra, probably, somehow?
Or they did it and they know how to market.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure that was a Ryan contribution. That's something that he would,
Yeah.
Because the whole thing about the timeline, it said, he even took to the camera, says, and it's like on a downward spiral. It's just kind of like the same thing again and again and again. And now the audience knows what he's talking about.
Yeah. No, I definitely have to take it in again because there was little things that that happened, and I need to follow it. But I liked it. It wasn't a great film. It wasn't great. It wasn't amazing. But I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah.
Because Deadpool's got that reality, not reality. Look over there, reality. Come back here, no reality. Look over there, reality. Not here. But did I say that? Yes, I did. What do you think I should do? That's not real. That's funny. Ha ha ha. It's got that slapstick, moving crossover thing. And I don't know. I don't know if I can.
That's what I meant by the soul.
Yeah.
That's what I meant by the soul.
And Deadpool dropped that middle finger.
You know the other tie-in that I felt that they were going to allude to, or they alluded to? Because you know they went to the void.
Yes.
And they're driving up to this thing, and then the arms open.
It was Ant-Man's head.
Right. What was underneath it?
Oh God. What didn't I see? What? I thought it was just Ant-Man's head.
Yeah, but when the helmet came up, what did you see?
A skull.
Right. Now, which character did they have to take the head off in order to get the thing so it can stop the powers?
Juggernaut.
Right. Now, what other cartoon series has a skull and has a man with a massive...
He-Man.
So I was thinking, are they going to bring him in somewhere into this next phase?
What, is He-Man Marvel?
No, but I'm just wondering, because the skull and him just seemed very, very He-Man. And I'm thinking, are they going to bring him in?
Oh, don't do that. Don't. You've just taken me down a foxhole, bruv, let alone a rabbit hole. Oh, don't. I'm going to have to watch it again. I want to go to bed early tonight. I want to watch it again. What is going on? I have to look at that. Yeah, because they needed Juggernaut to stop the mind thing, innit? And he needed his head. Yeah. Anyway, that's enough spoilers. Watch the film. If you're a Marvel fan, it definitely gets a watch. It's definitely a watch. You have to stay consistent.
It has its cringe moments.
Yeah.
You know, when he was getting the new suit. There's a lot of grabbing.
Yeah. Right, let's get into the last one. We just passed 11 o'clock. Oh, let's move go. Say nothing. All I'm going to do is hit this button.
Towards someone having a go at the next person. But that doesn't mean that every child must win a prize. I mean, all credit to our magnificent Olympian team, bringing back a record swag of medals, but a dud performance is a dud performance. There's no point pretending otherwise. I mean, breakdancing was one of those new sports introduced to us at Paris. At best, it's a cross between dancing and gymnastics. I mean, what you can see there is some brilliant people at a recent Red Bull competition. That's what it's supposed to look like. Unfortunately, our competitor, Rachel Gunn, a 36-year-old university lecturer who wrote her thesis on gender in Sydney's breakdancing scene, well, she got precisely 0 points in 3 rounds of competition. But anyone who says that she's a pretty ordinary performer, well, those criticisms have been called out as misogyny. Come on, if we want to compete, female or male even, you've got to accept the umpire's decision and the views of those who watch what you do. Former Socceroo Craig Foster has hit out at it and said that anyone who's criticising Gunn is un-Australian. Now, give me a break. Any way you cut it, her performances were crap. How on earth did she even qualify? If you listen to the Prime Minister, she's a role model, he says, who should be praised for having a crack. Now, come on. I thought the whole point of the Olympics was to celebrate competition, not mere participation. What a waste of taxpayers' money. And what a cheap shot to claim justifiable criticism isn't allowed because Gunn's a woman. I mean, that's embarrassing to all the magnificent other female athletes who have excelled.
I didn't know. I'm not, sorry. I didn't know she got absolutely 0 points.
She got 0. Please try find the Canadian commentary CBC on breaking. If you can find a link, send it to us. I'll have a quick look. I'm also trying to find the actual
0 points.
0 points. Oh, did you actually see how she went out somewhere afterwards and tried to do more moves?
I think I saw that one too. And they were
I'm trying to find someone. Has someone got the? Where's the moves?
Are you talking about the video of her doing the moves?
Yeah.
That's in the chat. It was an actual video though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, so can I bring?
The question I had about it was, number one, when did...
Okay, I think I've got it. Sorry.
You got it?
Hold on. Let me just get this over. Let's try and see some of her moves before we... Is that the one? Yes, it is. Let's see what we can do. What in the absolute P take was that?
This is why the question was like, how did she qualify?
No,
Like,
but you go on. Sorry, go on.
Like in the entire of Australia. In the entire.
And that's the thing that's bugged me out. Why is she the only person that's wearing an Australian kit? Something's not right. Something is suspect, bruv.
There are some claiming that she's trolling because breakdancing isn't a sport.
Well, she's got it banned from Los Angeles. Breakdancing is not going to be in Los Angeles now.
Well, interestingly, I'm like, where has breakdancing come from?
Because they obviously saw the success of what Red Bull's doing internationally with breakdancing.
But is it a sport?
Yes.
Or is it?
It's competition.
Activity? Competition. It's a dance.
Competition.
So then I was saying, well, where's bachata and where's Strictly Come Put a Strain on a Relationship dancing?
Wait, I think I've got one. Hold on. This looks like the moves. I can't take this.
I do, ba do, ba do, ba do, I do, ba do, ba do, do, do. I do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do. Do, ba do, ba do. I do, 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 do. I do, ba do, ba do. I do, ba do, ba do, ba do, ba do.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
The half bunny hop. But she actually did bunny hops as well during the performance.
Nah, that's a mockery. That is an absolute mockery.
Because it's not. This isn't the Eurovision Song Contest. You see what I'm saying? It's not the sport version of the Eurovision Song Contest where you just bring in a random song that's gonna compete against the rest of Europe. This is the Olympics. This is like once every 4 years. This is not the World Championships even. This is not the local. Just stay out of. Did every country compete in every single sport?
Say that again? Did every country
compete in every single sport?
No.
Right.
No, but what I'm trying to say is that is not the best Australian breakdancer. Why was she even there?
Right. So you've seen Australian breakdancers, basically.
I watch Red Bull. I follow the channel. I've seen Korean, Chinese, Australian, English, Polish, everything all across the world. All across the world. Proper, even the world of dance championships and whatever. She is not a breakdancer.
Right. So, I mean, Arsenal Diva's got a comment there. I wonder if she was the only one who came forward. And the Australian says, okay. Because somebody isn't... Well, I'm not sure of the process, but I guess you have to apply to go to the Olympics as opposed to the scout saying, right, let me find the best athletes in the land and doing it like old school. I'm looking for the best athletes in the land. Come to the land, we'll have a challenge. And then have an elimination process.
Exactly that. That's exactly how it would work. You would have heats and competitions, and then whoever gets through, and then you actually carry a backup just in case. You know what I mean? Look at the Australian guy who was okay. See? So, you know what I mean? If the Australian guy was okay, you're telling me that, okay, maybe there are no Australian women that were good and she was the best one. That's that could make a little bit of sense. That could make a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
What my USA athlete showboating before the men's 200 and ended up losing.
That's Noah Miles?
Oh, the COVID guy. Oh, let's not talk about him. He's a Ginal. He's an absolute Ginal.
Won the 100 apparently by, when I say a hair.
Won the 100 by a hair, lost the 200, called COVID, got everyone vexed, and then was out raving with no mask on, no nothing, the same night with everybody doing the willy bounce and everything else. You're a Ginal. You're a Ginal. You're a Ginal. You're a complete Ginal. It's better you do what footballers do. Just get to the end, lose, and then fall on the floor. Ah, my leg. Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg. Oh, I'm better now. Physio helped me out. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I lost that one. Yeah. He's better if he do that, innit?
It's one of them, though, but it's like every 4 years, isn't it? You got to wait another 4 years for the opportunity. You don't know what your situation is going to be in that time.
Paris was a weird one. I didn't even look at the closing ceremony because the open ceremony upset my skin. So,
closing ceremony has been referenced as symbolic as well in certain places, not as blatant, but symbolic.
Seriously, yeah. I'm not even gonna look. I don't want it in my brain. Don't want it in my brain. Right. Let me put this up quickly and let's share this before we gizzo to the Risney. Where are we? I think it's that. That's what I want to put up. Please let people know about this. What is this, my brother?
This is Plantain and Prosecco, the entrepreneur and business owner social lounge. It's happening on Wednesday, the 28th of August from 6:30 p.m. But feel free to arrive from 6 on the evening. We'll just have some socializing, some music. Some music also provided by this guy above me here, Mr. Butch Cassidy.
I'm coming.
We're going to have a couple of people who might pitch their businesses from the front, and it'll be in a relaxed sense. So there's no dragons, it's not a den, there's no sharks, there's no tank. It's just to get practice or to ask for help, etc. There will, of course, be Plantain and Prosecco available on the evening for people to purchase and enjoy. And tickets are available now from plantainandprosecco.com.
Send me the video, please.
.com. I shall do so, sir.
Let me throw it out to the network. Yeah.
There's a couple questions that people had was, do you need to have a fully fledged business to attend? And no, you don't.
Okay,
you might
brilliant.
be an aspiring entrepreneur. You just want to immerse yourself in the environment and get to know people and see how things work. And the other one was, do I need to have a fully fledged business to pitch? And it's like, nope, it's fine. You can also just come along and just talk about your business. Just say what it is that you're doing, what you're hoping to do, what you want to achieve, what your next steps are. So plenty on the night for you to get your teeth into. And something I'll mention here, there's going to be a quiz. So the same kind of quiz that we have here, we're going to have that there as well. And there's be a little bit of a prize for first place.
Good. Yeah. Good. So put that date in your diary. If you don't know about it, make sure you're following Dave Knight here. It says up here, Dave Knight 3000. Who are you? What's that? No, we're not promoting you. Yeah, make sure you put Dave Knight into Instagram, Dave Knight 3000, and find out about that. Plantain and Prosecco. If you're in your business, we'll definitely be promoting it on the socials. We'll make sure we put it on the podcast socials as well. Quick update: she was just breakdancing student. She might know somebody upon the select team. This is it. This is the wild, absolute wildness of it. Yeah. Anyway, but yes, Plantain and Prosecco. We're gonna go support that. Put that date in your diary.
Lovely. Just a nice social lounge for entrepreneurs, because some communities, they've got their storefronts and it'll say members only, and they go in there, they probably talk business. So this is an environment for us to talk business and chat and just, find out more about each other and maybe, strike up a deal or two.
This is it. This is it. Right. We have to say good night, but we're going to do it in a nice way. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us, especially on a reaction week where we just get to freestyle and chat and everything. Thank you for your comments. Much appreciated. We're on our way. We're on our way to that golden 100. That's what we're doing, and we really, really are happy when you join us. So, yeah, man. Who's that? Who's saying bye? Miss Diva. Thanks for the comments. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Yeah, and stay hydrated. This is what it's all about right now.
Celtic salt water that's not available in stores.
Put a little salt in your water. Stay hydrated. Peace.
Blessings.